And welcome back. We're about to get into our fourth and final segment for this lovely Friday morning, actually. The Rotary Club of Belize Sunrise celebrating its 10th anniversary. And in with us, both Rotary Club members, Rotary Club of Belize Sunrise members, Hugo, Moguel, and Misty, Michael, no strangers to TV at all, guys. Welcome and good morning. You're looking bright this morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
It seems like you're the only one who didn't get the memo for the white today.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Keep up, John. Keep up. So, of course, this is a great occasion to be celebrating, and you are officially the fundraising director and president-elect for the organization. So let's start off with, I think, what is the most common question for you guys. What's the difference between Rotary Club of Belize Sunrise versus the other Rotary clubs in Belize?
Well, the main difference is vocation, what we aim to achieve.
Yeah.
The Rotary Club of Belize is the original club. That's the first club in the nation, in the country. And actually some members of that club were who spawned ours. You know, they saw the need for a second club, a service-oriented association or organization made of younger professionals. And so that's how it started. So from the network that they have, people that they know, they went out and started speaking to different individuals and inviting them, seeing if, you know, we would be interested. I was one of the first. I was a chartered member. So that group, it was about 35 of us that came together, and we formed the first, the Rotary Club of Belize Sunrise. So there are two Rotary clubs. We work together, where our focus is the south side of Belize City and more education-based. They're health-based. And we do other projects, and we collaborate. You know, we had a wheelchair project that we brought in some wheelchairs, they brought in, and we utilize the resources from all the Rotary clubs around the country to distribute these wheelchairs to those in need. So that was just one of the examples of how we network. And as you know, Rotary Club International, it's an international organization, so we work with other partners in the States, in Canada, all over the world really, to lend resources, lend information, finances, share in projects, and assist. We have people that come and visit, stay 2 weeks, a year, and want to lend a hand. And so they want to know what projects we're working on that they can partake in, both physically and financially.
So 10 years ago, you started with 35 members. How much have you expanded since then?
We've gone up and down. It's been an uphill, downhill kind of thing, like with most things. We're about 27 members right now. And you know, that just brings home over 10 years how things change. You know, priorities change, people move away, you know. But the core of the club has remained the same, and it's people truly feeling like they're making a difference. You know, in a time when people say they don't have enough time, they're too busy, they're trying to prioritize. You know, we understand these things, you know, and, you know, we always say service above self, right? And that could also mean service to your family as well, service to your business. We are a team, we're a family, and that's what we're there for. So if somebody needs that backup, we're there to fill in the slot, right? And that's how we've built up and maintained our core group over the years.
You know, I think, Hugo, obviously what you said is absolutely the truth. There are many people who want to do more but are very concerned about time commitments and whether or not they can fit it into their schedule, and also how much they'll have to contribute as well. Talk about your own individual motivations to being involved and staying committed to the club. Let's start with you, Misty.
Well, I've always had a passion for community service and giving back. A few years ago, when I left the traditional workforce and started my own company, I realized that I wanted to keep that passion strong. And I was invited by one of the other members to come to a meeting. And I quickly realized that it was definitely something that I had interest in. I had always had interest prior to that in what the Rotary clubs had been doing in Belize. And when I had this opportunity presented to me, I thought, you know what, I'm going to jump at it. So.
It's a right fit.
And it is definitely a big time commitment, but I think once you get involved and you start to see the impact that the club's work has on the community, you realize that it is really worth the effort and the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, we were blessed when Misty joined the club. I mean, she brought a lot of ideas, energy, and just a hard worker, and her heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to look out for. Now that we're older, 10 years, I mean, it's a big deal. You know, you see organizations come and go within that time. We realize the type of folks that we need now to take us to the next level, and Misty has been a tremendous asset to us. I'm tremendously busy in my own business, in my own organization, you know, the Association for Real Estate, and also the Coalition of Service Providers, and having a family as well. So it never ends.
Yeah.
But there's always that need, or I always feel that responsibility to try to give back. And some people would write checks, some people would give this to somebody, but the way I've always looked at it is that you have to find a way to maximize your investment.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
So if you're investing in your community, let's see how best to maximize that. The best way to do it is within a team structure. You can't do it individually. It won't spread out.
Yeah.
And Rotary is just a tremendous organization, and giving time, giving a little bit of money could go a long way.
Yeah.
They've always said that whenever you're in a larger group, and this is, of course, especially in the classroom area, whereby the more people you have in it, the more uncontrollable it could get. But you guys are mature adults. Now, for the 27 that you've got now, started off with 35, how is that like for you? And would you want for more people to be a part of it, or is it much more better having just 27 people?
You know, with just 27 people, we always have the door open for more. But you know, with time, you make mistakes, you have your successes, and you start weighing these things, and you start fine-tuning to where you really need to be. And I think a few more members we can always take in, but we've averaged that figure for the last few years, and we've been very effective with that. But again, because we have a strong core, you know, and that makes all the difference. So.
And I think that's one of the things that we know about Rotary. You know, it's a core group, and then your extended networks are really what help to push the work forward.
Well, I mean, while we do have our core group of members, I mean, a lot of the projects that we do would not be possible without partnerships with other organizations and, you know, businesses as well. So
That's what I wanted to get into, because we know you have quite a bit of flagship projects that you've worked with. The library in the Port Loyola area, you've worked with St. Martin's. Let's talk about some of the focus of the projects that you've done over the course of the years.
Okay, well, our flagship project has been the Port Loyola Library, which is the only library in the South Side, believe it or not. When we took that on, it was a single-story, little concrete building, wide open yard. You'd have drug addicts, people running from the police, literally running through the yard while kids are in the library. So our first thing, okay, we got to raise some money. We got to secure this property for these people. So we got to build a fence, and that's what we did, right? That was one of our early projects with the library. Then, you know what? The building itself needs improving, and they also need a second floor. So we renovated the library. We added another floor. We obviously had to build a roof above all that, and then get in the shelves, get books donated, and then what? You know what? We need a computer lab. So we furnished computer lab, got computers donated, and all that is there for the kids in that neighborhood to utilize. So there's after school projects. You know, downtime, you don't have homework, this is still a safe zone. So guess what? They need a playground. So we added a playground within the library as well. And being focused in that area has then, you know, made us see different areas. St. John Vianney, you know, we've done tremendous work with that school. We saw how the bathrooms were in horrible condition, and you're having about 700 kids, 900 kids in that primary school, and you have these type of facilities. So we raised money for that. We renovated the restrooms and working on two others right now. The Port Loyola Organization for Women, tremendous organization working with mothers in the area, building life skills, economic skills, you know, and you know, helping them to get a job, you know, to build skills, to become employable, to see a way out, and we've helped them as well.
Getting the project dealt with and being successful in rolling out the project with the buildings, the facilities, the infrastructure is one thing, but keeping it up and then again making sure that it's being used and monitoring that the area is actually using and benefiting from. How do we do this?
Well, we keep in touch with the schools and the library very regularly. Actually, with the Port Loyola Library, every Christmas we have a little Christmas party for about 100 kids.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And the members are very hands-on with that project. The children are provided a meal, a small gift, a treat bag when they go home, and the members are actually the ones that organize the party, entertain the kids, play games with them, that type of stuff. So there is still a lot of interaction, even when there's not necessarily a specific project taking place.
So, Misty, let's talk about your role, because there are many organizations in Belize that are seeking funds for very worthwhile projects. And so it can be difficult at times reaching out to the business community to be able to access funds. What's it like on your end in terms of getting the support?
It can be a little bit challenging at times, but I think we've developed a good little network of supporters within the business community, individuals as well. So when they hear about different activities that we're doing, whether it's something like our upcoming gala or the I Dare You challenge, or last year we held our first Oktoberfest beer garden fundraiser. There's a little network that we've developed, and we pretty much can depend on them to always provide support.
Yeah.
That I Dare You challenge seems to be a real challenge.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I know some folks who have done it. But you guys, it seems that juggling, having to deal with business, having to deal with family, and then again, especially in your case, being the director of having to roll things out and trying to get new things coming up for your group. What is it like for you? And I'm asking this because we've got folks who are watching and say, you know what? That's an idol. How do you juggle all these things together?
I'm not sure how I do it sometimes. It is, like I said, it is a sacrifice, but it's something that I'm very passionate about. Yeah. So I make sure that I find the time to do what we need to get done. So, and I mean, within the club, it's a huge support. I mean, without the other members, there's no way that we could do what we do. So.
Okay. And talk about your own personal fulfillment. Obviously, there's a need or a want to be able to help your community, but what do you like about being a part of the club?
I like the team aspect.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's individuals from different backgrounds. Different. You have business owners, you have managers, you have employees, you have, educators. It's a bunch of different people, right? Different backgrounds. So everybody brings something different to the table, right? And then guess what? This is our target. This is what we're trying to achieve. So everybody adds to this.
Yeah.
And it's the best thing because people argue. People combine, you get all these different dynamics, but at the end of the day, nobody forgets what the real purpose is.
Yeah.
And it's for service, right? And we have our targets that we want to meet. We want to do as much as we can in the area. We speak to the people. And just like I said, we have the library there, you have the school, the Port Loyola organization for women right around the corner. So everybody knows each other. And you talk to people, you find out where the real need is. So suddenly you start seeing where your little bit that you're doing is combining and making a whole lot of big result out of those little actions. So that's really how you juggle it. That's how you balance it.
So obviously you're a young professionals club, which means, and I recall, I think it's the Rotary members who came and differentiated the group. So you guys were the not so old professionals. That's how they called you, right? So I'm saying that because we know that you've really tried to inject some fun into your activities to ensure that people, while they're donating money, they're not necessarily sitting down for dinner as most fundraisers are. So that brings up, of course, your I Dare You challenge and the other stuff you've done as well. Let's talk about how you try to build your own brand as young professionals when it comes to fundraising.
Sorry.
Well,
they're still excited about this one.
This is how I feel. So, well, I'll say quickly, we try to be creative.
Yeah.
And we see, just like you recognize, there are a lot of fundraising efforts all across the country, all over the city. We try to find things that will be engaging, that will bring our target audience, that will bring the people that we want to inspire, that we want to come and assist us and be a part of our projects. That's how we do it. And we toss out different ideas, and guess what? We hit, and we try on one. It was a different challenge, and you know, we learn from that one, and we just keep improving
Yeah.
on everything else.
And I think we want to keep the activities fun and exciting so that people want to keep coming back.
Yeah.
And then from that continuous relationship that we've developed with our supporters, hopefully at some point they would take greater interest in the club and the work that we're doing, and then get more involvement with them as well.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about the significance of reaching your milestone, a decade of service. I can't imagine you think that the time has flew by, right? Yeah.
No, it felt long.
Yeah, it's that long? 10
No,
years?
it's been you know what, when
I
you
don't-
look at that number, you say, wow, you know, 10 years, you know, it's a long time.
Yeah.
But you know what? These people literally, it's like a family, you know. You don't measure your experience with your family over time, you know. We have one where one member, when she was a charter member, one of the first members, she had a little daughter.
Yeah.
That little girl just went to her first prom, and she's still a member. So, and she's looking to join the family from the Interact,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and then building up. So we have what do you call it? Like a succession plan, you know,
continue.
people coming up and from the different levels. You know, over the 10 years, looking back and looking at all the small projects and then bigger ones, and just looking at how much, and I think we've had tremendous impact, and that's the greatest gratification, you know, and especially seeing the members and seeing them where they can enjoy themselves. You know, we have our own events on competitions and everything, and then seeing the results of that put to work and people truly appreciating what we're doing. I mean, it really makes a difference. At 10 years, it feels long because it's been a lot of work during that time, but it's gratifying when you see it laid out in front of you, and that's what we intend to do at our gala next weekend.
So the
you're
gala is going to be what, who, when? What is this gala? Well, what will it entail?
Well, it's pretty much a celebration of a decade of service. And we're also using it as an additional source of raising funds. So it's going to be held at the Best Western Biltmore. It's next week, Saturday, May 27th. The tickets are $100 each, but it does include dinner and a complimentary bottle of wine at each for the tables. And we have, you know, some really good entertainment lined up. And on the fundraising side of it, we are doing a silent and a live auction, and we've gotten a lot of really good packages donated from the business community. So, you know, there's a lot to look forward there.
Absolutely. And how do people get tickets?
They can contact any of our members, or they can contact us through our Facebook page.
And what if somebody has been inspired hearing you guys speak about your own involvement and want to be a part of the club? What's your advice to them?
Call a member. If you know a member, speak to them. And that's how it starts. Because, again, you could want, but Rotary has some strict guidelines that you have to abide by, you have to follow. So where that conversation starts, and the member actually explains, listen, this is a commitment. You know, it's more than just, you know, you have to be committed, and explains the different levels of responsibility as a Rotarian. Then that member then decides, okay, I think this person would be a good fit, and then they're invited to come to meetings, and then the club decides whether to invite them as a member. I mean, it's something that we take very seriously.
So what would you say is the criteria?
You need someone that's able to contribute time, effort, right? And some money, because it's not free. You have to pay. When our meetings are every Tuesday, and it's a breakfast meeting, right? So you gotta show up on time. You gotta be consistent in your attendance. You gotta pay for your breakfast. We have Rotary Foundation. You gotta pay your bit to that, and this is the global fund as well. And then we're a team, so we depend on each other. So if you have a responsibility, whether it's in fundraising, whether it's in service projects, in devising a new project and in seeing it through, or if it's in PR, public relations, we're depending on you. And you have to be someone that does what, you know, does what he or she says, and does what, you know, fulfills the responsibility laid out and accepted by them. So,
Right. And the vision looking forward after reaching this milestone?
you know, there's so much more to do in the community, and one of our areas of service is actually protection of mothers and children and promoting education. Also developing local economies, right? Those three things, if we could be more effective in those three areas, you'll see serious change in these neighborhoods. We're focusing on Port Loyola, but wherever there's help, you know, we've done, I think, 5 or 6 computer labs in the south side in different primary schools. You know, we identified schools in need, a principal that has that as a main thing that she wants to get done in the school, and the space. So we provide the machines. Wherever we're open to going out. We built the restrooms at the Gales Point primary school. We're not in Gales Point, you know, but we had a member, a Rotarian in Mexico, that had visited there, saw the need. He needed a club to partner with to get it done, and we said, well, let's do it. And that's how we assisted them and got that done. But again, focusing in that area, focusing on our priorities, those 3 areas are the new areas I see our club venturing in for the future.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you guys back again when you're diving back into the work. But for now, take the time to celebrate what you have been able to achieve. Your gala is, of course, next weekend. So people can purchase their tickets and contribute back to the club, but also be a part of the celebration.
And also to give special thanks to a lot of people that have helped us. As Misty has said, a lot of people from business community have assisted us over time. This will be an opportunity for us to give thanks to them as well.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. And best of luck. And now, it's Fun Friday, right?
It's Fun Friday, and this is one of our favorite parts
Look
of
at
a
that.
Friday.
They're so excited.
You mean we're not done yet?
No.
No.
Well, we're done with your piece. Now we get a bit of added entertainment. So you guys do this I Dare You challenge. So we dare you to play a game of Pictionary live on TV.
So
That's what you're doing, right?
Yep,
So are you
Do we
good at
win money?
Pictionary?
Do we win money?
You win ice cream. We have lots of ice cream.
and good ice cream, by the way.
That'll
Good ice
work,
cream.
that'll work.
So you'll definitely be rewarded. But this is definitely one of the things that we look forward to, making sure that you and us and them have a lot of fun.
All right. So who's gonna draw?
What are you doing?
You're the
Yeah.
drawer.
I'll do it.
Yeah?
Good.
Okay.
So this is how it's going to be. Yeah.
Okay, so you can't talk. And of course, Misty, that means you have to guess. And we'll see how many you can do. What's our time limit, producer? We have 1 minute.
1 minute.
All right.
All right.
So
These are
we
so
go up,
easy.
we show him the word.
Do
we go
I-
up and show
okay,
him
here?
the.
I think you have to go and tell him,
All
John.
right,
Yeah.
so let's go.
Oh, you got it there.
No, I got the
He's
list,
got-
so I
alright,
guess I
you've
get the
got
number,
yours.
right? So which number do I go?
So do we
Let's
just choose
go with number 11.
number 11? All right, cool.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
Skateboard.
All right, good.
Yes.
So now we're going with number
No.
16.
Oh, okay.
You've done this before, haven't you?
He's good.
I have a 2-year-old son, so these little.
A dog.
What was that?
No, it's not a dog.
It's not a dog.
Oh.
Looks like Daddy Pig.
You can't guess, John.
I have no idea what that is.
All right, are we skipping?
Yeah.
We can skip.
All right,
Something
so
else.
I would want for him to go with number 10.
With number 10, okay, is. Oh, all right.
This one will put you to work.
I'll use the same one. Okay.
You use the same one.
Come on, Misty.
Oh, wow, this guy is good.
What is that?
This guy is good.
Uh-oh.
I have no idea what that is.
Try again.
A turtle?
Okay, fundraising director. Let's go. Next one.
Skip. All right, let's go with. Okay, I'll give you an easy one. Number 5.
Number 5.
Okay.
Lips.
All right, great. And
Let's go with number 13. 13.
yeah, I like the animal ones.
Oh man.
13.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we're getting the drawings on air. Yeah, there's too much light. You're really showing your versatility today,
He's
Hugo.
good. He is good.
I can't. I'm out.
There you go. Go ahead, pick one.
All right, so
Let's go with number 4.
Let's go with number 4. Yes, number 4.
Number
Very
4,
easy.
okay.
Very easy.
That's me.
All
Yes.
right.
And one final. Let's see. We'll go with number 15. We did 15 already? No. we
No.
didn't.
No. Okay, that's
15.
good. That's good.
What is that?
Moguel.
Oh.
Who?
Okay, there you go. Good job.
Very
You
good.
just won
You
just won some grapefruit Campari ice cream. Sorbet, I should say.
That was fun.
So at one point it was a hippopotamus that transformed into
Into
a
a
cow
cow.
that was producing milk.
Yeah.
Yes. So there we go. Thank you so much for being
Thank
great
you too.
sports.
Thank you.
And as I said, best of luck.
All right.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead now and take a break. And when we come back, we'll have our wrap up. So stay tuned.
All right.